Hello and welcome to the what number 6,725th podcast video tester.
Oh yeah, the 38 billionth test.
Jesus Christ, man! It's a good job we're making these mistakes now, though, isn't it?
Well, that's the whole point of it, isn't it?
We make the mistakes first, so then hopefully
you don't have to.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, how's it going, man? Are you okay?
Well, yes. After that little rush around, we're back again.
Well, we say we're back, but this will be the first podcast people are seeing, so this will be the first video pilot tester. If we haven't already put out the first audio pilot on SoundCloud, this hopefully will be the first video that we put out on Come Down With Me, so I think it deserves a round of applause.
Yes.
And we've used this intro for the 6,725 times we've done this, so you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's
but let's hopefully it's not like you with you repair one thing.
Me what?
When you repair one thing, something else happens.
Yeah.
Like with the keyboard, giving you the finger.
Oh, mate. Jesus Christ. You were there, weren't you? That's when you actually...
Me and Jack wanted
for one gig, you were in my band, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
But yeah, you fucked that one up, didn't you?
I'm just not... I don't like...
Do you know what's weird about that, right? When I knew you and Jack were going to be late for practice, which is already makes shit like that gets me fuming.
Yeah.
I just had this proper. I swear to God, I was psychic because I was like, they broke my keyboard or something's happened, mate. And I got the keyboard out the bag when it turns that you and Jack have been looking after, And one of the keys was sticking up like that, and it was as if it was a finger giving it to me, you know.
What key was it as well? Was it an F?
It was it was a D, which is I use D a lot in my music, you know what I mean. So it's for fuck's sake, it's like an important key that I use, you know.
You got to tape it down.
Tape it down slightly, but not too much, so it's not constantly. Oh my God.
Oh, that was bad.
But this is reminding me of this podcast.
Yeah, but
we're here.
We're here,
and
I think things will go all right.
And we've got 3 angles.
Yes.
We've got 3 angles to play with, and hopefully it'll carry on recording this time round.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's start off the podcast by talking about something the typical British people talk about, especially in Stoke, and the fucking weather. What's going on, Wes?
The weather? Well, it's supposed to be summer, isn't it?
Well,
you know?
Not just summer, it's supposed to be global warming.
It's like global warming, but there's no sign of that round here, is there?
No, not really. I mean, I know these people from Extinction Rebellion recently have been protesting.
I love them.
And the anti-Trumpers and because of his views on the climate, you know.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter of them, especially when they leave all that crap lying around. All that plastic
Oh yeah, you mean the UK warriors that leave the litter after a protest and
Mate, I don't leave litter lying about. I'm responsible. I put stuff in the bin.
I don't think. Do you think they understand what irony means, or does it just go past the fucking their heads? You know what I mean?
I'm sure they don't, mate. I mean, they just.
But I want global warming because I like that. I like that term warming. You know, I thought the idea was that we'll be getting more summer last summer. Last year's summer, mate, was so good.
I loved it. It
was like Thailand.
I didn't mow.
It was like a mild Thailand.
I didn't mow my lawn once, mate. I maybe mowed it once, and then.
Oh yeah, because you don't like mowing lawns, do you? Well, who does like mowing lawns, mate?
Some people do.
But it's going fast now because of the rain, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely. I only mowed it about last week. It's about that big.
Like a jungle man. But you don't like green grass, do you? You like it all
yellow and singed and burnt.
Like an African Sahara or something like that.
Love it.
Because people say the grass is always green, isn't it? But what if you don't like? What if you don't like green grass?
Well, if you don't like green grass, then it's not better, is it?
No, not really.
There's a term that it's better, isn't it? But no, I like my grass all yellow and small, like a bowling green.
Yeah. Same man. Another thing that we must talk about in Stoke at the minute, you know what I'm going to have a whinge about.
Yeah, well, it's because I whinge about it, isn't it? It's the traffic.
Yeah.
The roadworks.
What the fuck is going on? It seems like...
You've got buildings falling down in Middleport that are taking 8 weeks to knock down. You've got traffic, you've got digging roads up by Wayne Walkers, you've got the widening of the A500, and then apart from that, you've got let's just dig an hole in the road and put some cones around it and put some temporary traffic lights up and on and fuck off.
Well, that's the thing, because it's like, it seems to be every 100 yards that you travel, right?
Yeah.
And the minute anywhere in Stoke, right, every 100 yards there is some kind of roadworks going on, and nobody's even working on them. It's like they've just set up the construction equipment and just fucked off for an oatcake or a freaking, gone for a cup of tea or whatever.
I mean, it takes you like... I've got a mate, a guy started work when I work, and he comes from Ellesmere Port. It takes him 40 minutes to get from Ellesmere Port to Allsage. It can take me an hour sometimes to get to work, just down that A500. Sometimes longer than an hour to get home. That's 12 miles.
Christ, man.
It's ridiculous.
Where did my granddad come from the other week, and it took him 10 hours?
I can't remember.
Right,
but
was that on the M5?
Something like that. There was accidents and... I mean, I know roads are bad everywhere in this country, but Stoke-on-Trent, Junction 16... roadworks, it's going out of hand now.
It is, and you'd think for Stoke-on-Trent being like a main distribution centre, isn't it, for industry, that the roads would be a little bit clearer and less congested up here, but it's like...
No, nothing.
But it's just one of them things,
terrible.
man.
Terrible.
Anyway, we should crack on with our first feature of the Come Down With podcast, Wezzy, and do you want to just give a brief explanation why it is?
Yeah, we're going to have a different selection of snacks.
Every week.
Every podcast.
Yeah.
This one, it's a bit standard, but sometimes it's going to be horrible, sometimes it's going to be a bit of a challenge to eat it, whether you dare or not. Like, I mean, I think me and you will. We
because one thing that's missing from podcasts, mate, is like people chewing right in front of the mic.
Yeah.
Like that.
Lewis Capaldi style doing his...
Jobby.
What is it? That
ASMR, it's called.
ASMR, yeah.
It is quite relaxing. Have you ever listened to ASMR?
Not really. I don't...
It's like people talking like this, and now I'm just going to gently brush your head until you feel like you want to kill yourself.
Ah, right, yeah.
And it's actually it's more pleasant than that, like. So anyway...
I like snacks. I want a snack.
Bring out them snacks.
Well,
what have we got?
We've got something standard this week. Everybody knows them. Most people love them. Yeah. What we've got?
Classic cheese strings.
Classic cheese strings.
Amazing.
And I'm going to show you how to eat a cheese string, mate.
No. See, this is interesting, right? Because we talked about this on the first audio podcast, didn't we? There is a way that you should be eating cheese strings, right?
Okay.
And the way that you eat it, there should be a law against it, you know what I mean?
Everybody's... Well, I'll tell you what, you show me.
Well, I'll show you how to eat a cheese string first. Right.
This wine.
I'm still on that kratom. I wouldn't mind a glass of wine. Right, this is how you eat a cheese string, matey. Right? You get it out of the bag. And notice how you get the plastic wrapper outside of the other plastic wrapper. And then everyone whinges about plastic, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll just chuck it there.
You get this, right? You've got like a nice trunk of cheese here. And what you do is, you get your finger and you pierce, or your thumb, no, it doesn't make a difference, and you gently slide it down, yeah, until it becomes the string, like, elasticates off the trunk, strings, right? Yeah. You do that, and you enjoy it, and you prolong the cheese string experience, my friend. Ah!
So do you eat meat?
No, ma'am.
Love it.
That's not how you do it at all.
But the old... I'm a fan of the cheese string.
Yeah, I like cheese string.
But like I said, we're going to be having different snacks. Probably some like world foods. We might have some super spicy peanuts.
Did you have cheese strings about when you were little?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Can't remember when they come out.
They were around when I was little, yeah, but...
I had them Dairy Lee triangles.
We were quite poor, and like this was seen as like a bit of a luxury, so I didn't really have cheese strings, to be honest.
No.
I had what do you call them? What do you call them? They're like, they're called Rockies. You know, Rockies chocolate.
Chocolate bars.
Yeah, tiny shitty chocolates, like yeah. We had them.
We still do them, I think. But yeah. We're going to have some different snacks every podcast.
And clubs. Man, they were the worst chocolate, man. It's like biscuit with chocolate.
No, I love clubs.
No, I don't like clubs.
No, I love them.
No.
I like clubs.
Not for me. So that was snacks.
I like snacks. I want a snack.
Let's talk about the guests we're having on. Because this podcast is...
It's just going to be me and you, isn't it? We're going to have fans in, comedian guy maybe coming in. We'll...
Because the main idea of this podcast was like, after a heavy weekend drinking and, you know, doing whatever you naughty people do,
Yeah.
you can come chill out with us. Have a come down, you know, have a come down on a Sunday, and we'll have some of your favourite local artists in. We want to centre it around the music scene in Stoke, don't we?
We do.
But also we'll be having like people from various talents, like, you know, comedians, promoters, I suppose, managers, all sorts, man. Everything focused around what's going on around Stoke creatively.
Yeah.
So let's just go through a list of who we have actually got confirmed coming in.
Well, we've got a band, Black Coast.
I was speaking to your mate the other night, yeah.
Pretty well known in Stoke. I've known Scott pretty much all my life, all of his life. I'm a little bit older than him. We went to the same schools. We live in the same area.
I was speaking to him the other night, man.
Yeah,
he's an interesting chap.
He is. He's a top lad.
Yeah.
Good guy.
They've toured Japan, haven't they?
They've toured Japan.
They've been through record labels.
We've had Radio 1 Rock Show. I've played them. They're super hard working.
Yeah, Lee Barber said that. We saw him yesterday. And he said
hard working.
they're highly motivated.
Very committed. I've only met the drummer, I think. I think it was the drummer I met. I know Scott. But the other lads seem okay from what I've seen of them on videos and whatnot. But yeah, definitely we're having them in.
So we've got Black Coast coming in, and we're having a famous, controversial Christian character. That's
yeah, another guy we've known for a long time.
Yeah, Mr. Peter 118.
Peter 118. That's the band, but it's also the guy.
Yeah.
The band, the man, the legend, the whatever.
Fieldsy.
Yeah, and he's turned the UK pop punk scene upside down.
Yeah, and if you're involved in the pop punk scene, and you don't know who Peter 118, then where the fuck have you been? Because like he's fucking everywhere, isn't he?
You'll see him with his American flag jacket on.
What's the origin of that? Like, why does he?
He did say it's when he went to America.
Yeah, because he toured in there.
Yeah, he's toured America. He went to America, and I think he bought it, and it's become his little iconic look. Like. Yeah. So I've spoken to him today actually, and apparently his wife is due to give birth, and because his wife was in the band.
Janine.
Yeah. And I've said about why
she isn't in the band
now? No. She's a bit big, like, so he's got another bass player.
She's been eating too many cheese strings?
No, she's been eating something else.
She's pregnant?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, due to give birth in November.
Pun unintended with the Jesus thing.
I know.
Because Peter's been getting into some trouble, hasn't he?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, he's
not a trouble causer. He's got conservative Christian views.
Mate, he's just an ace guy, and he does get a lot of shit.
And he's a nice guy. That's the thing, you know.
But the thing is with him, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What shit people throw at him.
Well, I'm the kind of people that we want, isn't he?
You know, he's just such a nice bloke. I miss his mum. God bless her soul, Sally. She was great as well.
Yeah.
But Peter, he's just so resilient. A great guy. Super nice bloke as well.
Can't get him, man.
Yeah, he's coming.
We've got Science Boys coming in, haven't we? We've got Mr. Ben Nixon.
Ben Nixon, yeah. We might have a little chat about his festival that he just put on.
Yeah, Your City.
Yeah.
Where we saw quite a few bands that we hadn't seen before. Well, you haven't seen a few of them, had you?
Yeah.
But there was some really fucking corkers on there, weren't there?
Well, we're having Jamie in as well, Jamie Bellingham.
Probably have Jamie Bellingham or Jamie Cartledge. It depends who your favourite science members are, isn't it, I suppose?
Mine's Joe.
Mine's Jamie Bellingham.
Sorry, Ben, you're last on everybody's list,
yeah,
mate.
you're the fifth favourite. But no, Your City went down really smoothly, wasn't it? It was like the third year.
Did for everybody there, but Ben, he was a bit stressed, wasn't he? But he had a lot on. He's worked his tits off for that, young Ben has.
He has, man.
Good write up in the Sentinel about him, actually. Did you see that?
Who did it?
Can't remember.
Was it That Sounds About Right?
Could be, yeah. But it was a really good section.
God, man, he deserves it, doesn't he?
Yeah. When I saw it, I was dead proud of him. When I saw it, I was thinking, wicked picture of him and everything, massive write up.
We played the last night, and that went down pretty well. But it was nice to see him a little bit relieved because it was all over. But yeah, we're going to have my band in, aren't we? 10 o'clock Chemical. We'll have Jack coming in and Mark, and on another episode we might just have Mark coming in, and he can come in under Macias.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing a few things now. He's doing something at Radio Stoke, did you say?
I don't know. I think he's doing a mini mix. I think, or
This podcast's going to be really good because it's going to keep us up to date, isn't it? And it's going to keep us like I was searching about Black Coast because it's not my music. Like that heavy rock.
I mean, I like a bit of metal. I like pretty much everything.
Yeah, I know you do. You're a little bit more open-minded in terms of like music.
I love me metal. I've seen Slipknot loads.
But I've been getting into
album.
getting into some Black Coast, man. Like seriously,
Yeah.
Doing some
they're dead
extensive
tight,
research
mate.
on them.
They're just solid. I mean, Scott was in a band years ago. One of his first bands was called Hollywood Tees. Yeah, it was a little
Good band name, lads.
It was a bit Motley Crue, and they got like a real look. They didn't look like they look now. They've got like big hair and like spandex and everything. Like they were tight as fuck as well.
Yeah.
But the problem with that one, you got band members that couldn't give a fuck, and you only need one of them, don't you? As you know.
Yeah.
In a band, or anybody knows, if you've been in bands, you need to be committed if you want to get anywhere.
That's why I consolidate. That's why I kind of like, consolidated my the number of band members of mine. It's like nothing too personal to like all the band members that we've been through. But if you're having like 5-6 band members, I mean, if you're all committed and you're all under the same motivation and with each other, you've got the same agenda with the band, then it's gonna work.
I mean, it's like another one that we got coming in, Captain Stingray's Groove Machine.
Well, they sometimes have 6 or 7.
How do they go on?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
6 or 7 members of that band. I mean, they're quite unique as well, aren't they? I mean, I don't know a band that's like them.
What in terms of? What do you mean?
Just dress sense, the way that it's like bongos.
Yeah, hippie bongo.
It's just
world music, man.
Yeah, it's like world music, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know a couple of the members. I know Joe. He's a
in
good
fact,
guy.
Captain Stinger in the Groove Machine. That's what happens when you get like 5, 6 talented musicians as individual musicians together, man. Practicing.
Because Joe's brilliant, isn't he?
And I tell you another band that is exactly like that, mate. And
Slipknot.
Yeah, but Slide Machine, who we saw.
Slide Machine, mate. Where was it? Mark's Brewery or somewhere like that.
And it was on the Cultural Quarter.
Yeah, Mark's Brew House, I think it was called. Now that is a...
I'd seen them before at the Rigger, and that's how I met Ben. Because I approached him, I was like, mate, I am definitely going to be working with you on something somehow, mate. Because that boy,
on the keyboard.
I'm alright, like.
But that guy,
he's on another level.
He's
not just stops at keyboards, either, you know what I mean?
He's on the keyboard, I mean, he's not just like playing it like that, his fingers are going, and the next thing he's saxophones out.
He's an all-rounder.
Mate, I wouldn't even be able to blow
He was telling me about these DSLR cameras as well when we went that gig, after he played a fucking phenomenal set. And,
what, the King's... Your City.
The Slide Machine, Your City.
Machine.
But the band that were on before them, King's Pistol.
King's Pistol.
Yeah, I think they're coming in. I did mention it to them, I did ask them, they said yeah, but they might have been pissed at the time that they said it, so they probably forgot. But I definitely want them boys in.
Yeah, because I mean, I've never seen either of them bands before.
They're
Both
super
bands,
cool, man. They're good on socials, actually, and they're closely tied to my manager, Aaron.
Right.
Because I know they've been doing a bit of work with Aaron before.
In what sense, like promotion? Or...
I think so. Yeah, I think Aaron's been helping them out with videos.
You said they've got a few albums out.
They've got quite a few, man. Like they've done so well. I don't know how long they've been going for, but I know they've knocked out a few albums, mate, which not a lot of Stoke bands are doing.
I say I haven't seen them, but I think I can recall seeing them at a way up.
No, I'm not going to have another one. Don't worry.
I think I can recall seeing them on the Honey Box. You know, the Lee Barber's project.
Yeah.
But it was just because it's the name. I can remember the name. It's quite a cool name. King's Pistol.
Yeah. The Honey Box.
The Honey Box. Oh no.
Do you know what, man? The Honey Box. It does sound like it sounds like a porn fucking site, doesn't it?
It does, like, yeah. Well, I was watching Honey Box last night.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing that's like fucking Honey Box.
Brilliant concept though.
Yeah, it
proper
is,
professionally run. Like, I mean. When you have to behave yourself when you go in there, don't you? You have to stand where you're told.
It's just really smooth. It's just really smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, its timing's perfect, isn't it? You know, it's run...
It's quite surprising for a city like Stoke-on-Trent to do anything smoothly, like, you know, but the Honey Box.
Yeah, no, it's a bit intimidating being around the cameraman.
You reckon, yeah?
Yeah, because they don't care about telling you shit.
Mate, I love it, I do. And mind you, I've been playing now on time.
What I mean to say is they don't mind, like, if you're in the way, they'll tell you fucking move, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, but... Yeah, it's very dead intimate. If you want to see an intimate band, if you've got a favourite band,
go Honey Box.
Like 10 o'clock camp, just go there. It's brilliant. You sit down. It's great.
Well, we got High Vis Jacket Theory coming in as well.
I've never heard of them.
I know you've never heard of them. You haven't. I've never seen them yet. But you met Liam the other weekend at the Canal Carnival thing.
Yeah.
I tell you about Martin Gunning, don't I?
You've mentioned him. Yeah,
he's kind of like a go-to social guy.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, they're really interesting. They've just done an album actually on tape. Old school tape, man.
Right. How long have they been together then? Do you know? Or...
Not long at all. I think it's like a few months.
So who's in it? Martin Godding.
Liam Banks.
Yeah.
And there's 2 other members. The drummer I haven't met, but I know the guitarist. But I mean, you will get to know them, won't we, eventually?
Yeah.
And hopefully this will encourage us to go out and see more gigs, man. Because I think that's been my problem lately. I haven't been doing a lot of networking, you know. And I thought this podcast is a good opportunity, not just for other bands, but for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
me, I'm just an all-round music enthusiast. So you know, any chance I get to meet bands and chat with them, especially the quality of the bands that we're getting around Stoke-on-Trent
at the minute, yeah.
It's just, there's some fantastic bands. I mean, they're brilliant.
Absolutely. And we're going to see a little bit more another side to them, you know.
There was that one at the Your City Festival, Filth, they were called.
Filth, yeah.
Now, I'd never even heard of them. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
They were brilliant.
I saw them last year playing with Science.
Yeah.
And they didn't pull... And it's funny, right, because I've seen them grow. I've actually seen their growth. Because I remember the first time I saw them, there wasn't much of a crowd there. But the other weekends ago, when they played Your City, mate, everyone was fucking thumping.
I mean, I loved them.
Everyone was thumping on the dance floor, man.
They're quite heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like...
That's psychedelic heavy,
they're not like on the level of, like...
Metal,
Black Coast.
Yeah.
But it's a heavy, very heavy element to them, like... and that guitarist, I forget his name, he was on the bar in the underground.
He came through the crowd, didn't he?
Came through the crowd, he's on the bar, like, and he's
shredding the guitar on the...
And he's got such a stage presence and that, like, he was brilliant. And then I was out with Ben, having a beer, before this gig, that was it, I was going to an Andy Gower gig. Now, he's a fucking Stoke-on-Trent guy.
Yeah, you went Andy Gower, didn't you?
That was something else, that was. But anyway, I saw this guy, and Ben says, this is... his name just escapes me. Out to that band, Filth. And I said to this guy, I says, fucking hell, mate, that band, that guitarist on the fucking bar, he was fucking brilliant, he was. And he goes, yeah, that was me. It's totally different.
Super introverted.
Yeah, he was like, he just seemed like just a nice...
Who was that prick? Who was that absolute prick at the bar, man, when we were in the underground?
Was that me?
Yeah, apart from you, the guy behind you, like...
I don't know, mate.
Can you remember?
You had to have him kicked out?
Yeah. Mate, I was dead proud of that, man.
Mate, I know. He asked me what my name was about 20 times, and he asked me if I'm your dad. And then what did he say to you?
I'm insulted.
Then he said something to you, right?
He asked me what my name was, and I told him. No, he didn't. But he said, who are you?
Yeah.
And I was like, what a fucking bad attitude, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I told him, and then he asked me a second time. And because I'd seen him ask you loads of times, I just told him fuck off, didn't I? I was just like, just fuck off, mate. And he went, you want to take this outside, do you? Yeah. And I thought, yeah, I will take it outside. I went straight to Lee, mate, to get his dickhead out the bar. Mate, it's power you can't buy that, is it?
Yeah,
and he got kicked straight out.
Yeah,
but people like that, mate, fucking absolutely ruin, like, festivals, they ruin events, and there's just no need for it, is there?
I've ruined a few myself.
I know you have. You got kicked out the pub on the same... the weekend after, didn't you?
Yeah, was it the weekend after? Yeah. So I apologise, like.
Yeah, I won't know what you did. You didn't know what you did?
I don't know what I did either, like,
but you know.
We better just forget about it, like.
Yeah, let's just forget about it. So anyway, let's move on to the next feature, which is
it's the first time.
Gonna need some explaining.
Right, this feature, this is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm into Nostrils. Yeah.
But you're into Nostrils?
Yeah.
Weirdo.
No, not in a sexual way, yeah, but yes, I'm a bit weird in that. And it's like, not any Nostrils, they've got to be a certain type.
Yeah, so my Nostrils?
Not really, mate, no.
Okay.
No, they've got to be like small, round, forward-facing. Remember that bird that Stokesy was with in Thailand?
Noi.
Yeah. Remember her nostrils?
Yeah. They were nice nostrils, yeah.
Right, nice cute little nose and that, like. Yeah. You got that little round, forward-facing nostrils. So every podcast I'm going to try and bring up somebody who's got cool nostrils.
Okay.
Speak
close to the mic.
This one that we've got now, the original.
Yeah.
This is like the benchmark, the finest.
Yeah.
It's a young actress named Nikki Costello, out of something called Scorpion.
Okay.
It's like a thing on Netflix, you know, it's okay. It's just a series type thing.
Yeah.
Nothing special. But this actress who's in it, She's got the best forward-facing.
Well, let's pull a
nostrils.
picture up right now.
Yeah.
That's who we've got.
Yeah. Can you see them? Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them, mate. They are fantastic nostrils.
That forward-facing, cylindrical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So this is called Wez's Nostrils of the Week, right?
It goes a bit like this.
And we're going to do this every week. So here we go. Roll out the theme tune.
Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, nostrils of the week.
Nostrils. So it's week 1, the pilot episode, man. Who is your... now we've seen the benchmark for nostrils.
Yeah. Nicky Costello.
Who is this week's Nostrils of the Week?
Nicky Costello.
Oh, is it air? We're using air. Okay,
Yeah,
so...
that
okay.
is her.
Well, we're starting high then, aren't we, really?
Well, no, that is the... I mean, you can't get any higher than that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, we might do.
Well, you can't.
What?
But, yeah, well,
I wouldn't rule it out, Wez.
it was that Noi, yeah, she could potentially be the next one down.
Mm.
But there we have it.
Okay.
This week, Nicky Costello, brilliant.
Well, that was Nostrils of the Week.
Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, Wez's nostrils, nostrils of the week.
Nostrils.
Nostrils.
I'm not sure if this kratom's having any effect on me.
No,
What version's there?
this is the white vein.
White vein.
Yeah,
What is kratom?
it's basically a leaf from Southeast Asia.
That we've been drinking now, haven't we? You've been drinking it for ages.
I've been drinking it for ages. Yeah,
So that kind of sorts your head out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah,
It's like coffee, but it's a lot.
It's actually related to the coffee plant. It's like a medical marvel as well. Little bit of controversy with it, like, you know.
It's not illegal, is it? It's not.
I don't think so.
No,
I
no.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We should smoke DMT live and ask if that's legal.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
That subject's going to pop up though, isn't it? Like, with
Oh, the
bands and stuff.
DMT?
Yeah, man.
Yes, I mean, you've actually got a song, haven't you, that's written around a bit of the DMT.
Well, yeah. I
Polarised.
keep shouting that out at gigs, and I don't mean to, like, but you know.
Oh, well.
But yeah. Anyway, I think we should. We have got another feature, but I want to talk briefly before we end this podcast about how to reach us, because you're aware about YouTube's going through a bit of a dark period, I think, at the minute, isn't it, in terms of like freedom of
People are
speech
getting
and
kicked
stuff.
off, people are being censored.
And
you know.
a lot of that stuff is including like anything that they deem as hate, and that's my problem. Even the high courts say like it's basically hate as a subjective issue, because
Yeah.
you can say you can hate one person, not the other. They're also banning 9/11 conspiracy theories, which is like, well, that's what the internet was built for, man. Like, they're the most funniest, most entertaining videos.
Well,
you
they
know?
don't want that, do they? They want your government's official stance on it. That's it. If you deviate,
Honestly, it's
then you're-
getting a bit ridiculous.
And you're a hater or you're a misogynist. Or
And I
this
don't
or
think
that.
we're going last 5 minutes, to be honest, because we're not like the most politically correct people, are we?
I don't think so.
And I don't
no.
think it's because we're making a point of it. I think
We're
it's
not
just
like racist. We're not like hateful. We're not. We just
say things how they are,
we
don't
just
we?
say
You know?
things
I
how
think
they are,
that's-
you know,
but I think that's a Stoke thing,
yeah.
and I think I struggle when I go down London sometimes, because I think people get insulted quite easily with me
Yeah.
around. But I just think it's because it's just philosophy, isn't it? I
So we will
suppose.
be going out on YouTube.
But we will be putting this out on YouTube.
We will.
But we're moving
So it
over
goes.
to BitChute.
We'll be going out on BitChute anyway as well, but we want to encourage people to start using BitChute a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a platform more for free speech.
Yeah.
Still quite new.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as good as YouTube, I'd say.
Yeah, it is.
it-
If not better, it's kind of got that. It's in the slogan, isn't it, about freedom of expression?
yeah,
it's kind of a
it's
bit
very
more
right.
respected.
Yeah. But we'll get an audio version put up on SoundCloud.
We're on SoundCloud, yeah.
I think that'll be it for now.
Yeah, and on all these platforms, it's just Come Down With Me. Same with Facebook, Come Down. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, it is comedown_podcast. And that brings us to the last feature, right? where this is we're going to call this Show Is Your Meme, man, and every time we get a guest in every week, we're going to compile like 5 to 10 memes together, and this is a rating game.
Have a little chat about it and see what's what.
So I've actually picked you 8 memes, I think, if you want to get these pictures up right, and we are rating these memes, so there is going to be a leaderboard.
Where are we?
Because we can't really live in this world without memes anymore, can we? Life is about the meme.
I did see a good one today about Donald Trump. That's how he'd make a cup of tea, but that's
rubbish.
That's another story, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So what we got here?
I like how people think that British is just all about like a cup of tea.
I know, yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Like, what does it mean being? I never mention cup of. Most people I know don't even. I mean, I'm drinking Kratom, like, you know what I mean. Where's that from?
Southeast Asian.
I tell you what is British though, right? Do you know when we went to Aldi earlier?
Yeah.
After we had that lovely McDonald's, which I was loving it.
It was nice while I was eating it, but
it looked like the actual advertisement. Actually, your burger did.
It did.
Yeah. But no, what I thought was very British. Yeah, that woman dropped a pack of crisps, didn't she, at the on the aisle?
Yeah.
So I picked it up for her. And she was like, "Oh, nice one." And then she noticed we only had a pack of crisps. We only had snacks, don't we? Basically,
just had some snacks and a bag of crisps.
And she had loads of shopping. And she went, "Oh, you go in front of me." And we were like, "Oh, you sure? Oh, nice one." You know, like. And then as soon as we got there, then the other guy had loads of shopping. He went, "Oh, you go in front." So we literally just queue jumped, didn't we?
Yeah,
out of pure politeness, man. That to me, that's more British to me than a cup of tea. You know what I mean? But anyway, show us your meme, Wes. Show us your meme. Now let's pull up these memes.
Well, your memes, aren't they, really?
These are the ones that I picked. So you're doing the rating. You're doing the rating this week. So this is what we've got first. We've got Mr. Bruce Lee there. You do a running commentary, please, Wes.
Be like water, my friend, without fluoride.
What are you rating that?
I think that's good, actually, because basically fluoride's just a load of shit, isn't it, really?
Is it? My sister would argue, man, because she's done dental nursing. She thinks it's
indoctrination, though, isn't it? It's like.
I honestly don't know, man. I hate getting involved in these fucking arguments anymore. I mean, I used to be a rad conspiracy theories dead, man.
Well, sodium fluoride's actually very toxic. Yeah. I don't think we have it in Staffordshire. I think
Severn Trent. I think it's like the lowest. We actually have the lowest percentage.
But where I work in a place called Alsager. I think that's part of Cheshire.
Yeah.
And I think it's fluorinated there.
Okay.
And the water does smell differently when it comes out the tap.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about tap water. It has that particular smell, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's you know. I mean, your nan and uncle, they used to like have one of them purifier things.
No, we've got one reverse osmosis.
Is it or?
I think it is. Yeah.
No, I think it's more distilled. Like,
oh, is it? I'm not sure.
Did you ever, that Daniel Bostock? Remember him?
Yeah, I know Daniel Bostock.
He did a video. He did a video about like purifying his water and all the shit that was left over.
Yeah.
He was nearly throwing up.
I know, and the shit that left
can you remember
all that gunk at the bottom. What are we rating this meme then, Wezzy?
This one, I'd say.
I like Bruce Lee as well.
Yeah. Anything with Bruce Lee and you're gonna rate high, aren't you? Don't know anybody that doesn't like Bruce Lee. This one, I'd say a 7.2.
That's a good score, that is.
Yeah.
Next meme.
I think Bruce pumped that one up a bit more.
Show us your meme.
Next up. Me has a few good days in a row. Life. Yep.
You gon' learn today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, mate, setting this podcast up has taught me that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, one thing goes right, two things go wrong.
What are we rating this one?
This one, 6.4, I'd say.
That's okay. Not bad score. These are, I mean, you're being quite generous with these.
What's this? When you arrive at the fifth dimension, the knowledge you got from the traditional... Yes.
Well, it's DMT related, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Psychonaut. #Psychonaut.
I mean... Yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's a bit ironic. Like, irony. That's irony there, isn't it? You know, when you're in a desert with...
What's your score, Wezzy?
That one. 5.6.
That's okay. Next meme.
I'm sorry, you just have to... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a time where tattoos, if you had a tattoo with an anchor on your hand...
That's crazy, that, isn't it?
Or
How it was seen as like...
Or you had an ear piercing, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Or a nose ring.
Yeah.
You're seen as a bit weird, a bit freaky. Now, you're seen as a bit weird and a bit
If you
freaky.
don't have one.
If you're looking normal, aren't you? Like, oh, well, this here.
What are you rating this meme, Wezzy?
This one, yeah, 6-2. I like that one.
Okay, next meme.
I do like that. have you ever stood on a Lego?
Mate, yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a good pain, isn't it? That
It's up there.
It's up there. Lego and 3-pin plugs.
I was going to say plugs, mate.
Plugs
Yeah.
that you plug into the wall.
Mate, do you know what?
Wow.
That's the benefit of European plugs.
Yeah.
They're never sticking up, are they?
No. But yeah,
What's that?
that's good. That's good. I like that. I might go high again. Like I'd say 7.4.
7.4?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a good score. The next meme?
Yeah, it's true. That is. That's true.
Is that the proof?
Yeah, positive proof of global warming. I mean, pant size. Well, I'm not sure that's true though, is it really? Because I know a few people that will wear pants that size and that's a fat ass.
That's a fat ass.
Yeah, again, it's ironic.
Yeah. Ooh. What's your score?
I'd say 5-4.
Oh, that's not as good, but okay. I think that might be the last one. Is it the last one? Oh no, it's not the last
no.
one. Come on, that's cuteness, isn't it?
It's cuteness, that is, yeah. I don't think Scott will agree. Maybe it's Scott from the Black Coast.
Oh, he's allergic, isn't he?
Oh yes, I've kept my cat out when Scott comes in for...
Mate, that is endearing. That warms my soul up a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rate that high. What are you giving it, Wes?
6-8.
Okay. Last one.
Oh, that goes without saying. That's not even a meme, that isn't, is it?
No.
That's just
a statement.
That's just a true statement, that is, like, you know. Give it a straight 5, just for it not actually being... And for a bonus meme, we can...
Oh, God. Oh, that's naughty.
Now, I'll tell you that is a naughty meme, mate, yeah. I'll tell you.
Oh, shit.
I'll tell you, if I got to rate that one, I don't know if we're putting that one out, we'll have to decide.
No,
yeah?
Mate, that's an 8-8, that's an 8.8 for
no,
me.
mate, I'm going higher than that.
Really?
One. Yeah,
Is that like the god of memes?
That's like the god of memes. We're talking 9-7 for that one, mate.
Fucking hell, mate.
We're talking a massive score.
Well, we have set a high benchmark then on this.
But that's what we need. We need some really nasty memes. If they're nice memes, if they're nasty memes, you're going to get a high score.
Show us your meme. And that signals the end of the show.
Well, there we go.
So we've been rolling for 40 minutes, which was the idea anyway, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
About 45 minutes per
I'm
podcast.
just wondering whether we're still actually rolling.
Well, I've been checking my camera and it has been working, so maybe we should leave it there, and hope you guys have enjoyed this first podcast.
I'm a bit nervous now about checking my camera, but yeah, hope you liked it.
Yeah, we'll go through it now.
Cheers.
And thanks, guys. See you next week.